Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting out war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk start collecting Kings of War, and today we're going to take a look at the Halfling army set and take a look at how we can use this particular box set to start an army for the game. We're going to take a look at the contents of the box set, talk a little bit about all these units that come inside it, what we can do with them, how we can build up these different kits, and then look at some other units we can use to expand upon this initial purchase. We'll then finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own Halflings army for Kings of War. And so, to start off with, first of all, we get 40 Halfling infantry, and this can be built as a variety of different models. First of all, we have Braves and Spear Spikes. These are two different infantry models. Braves are your standard sort of line infantry, and they can be taken in regiments, hordes, or legions. Now, Halflings in general have Spell Ward as an army-wide rule on the vast majority of their units. What Spell Ward is going to do for the army is, every time all spells are targeted at them, both friendly and enemy targeting them, will have a -1 to hit modifier. Note that natural unmodified rolls of 6s will still always hit those, so you can't stop anything like that potentially hitting. You've also got the Relentless Army Special rule, which you can give to a variety of different units. This allows a unit to, once per game, when attacking in melee, they have at least 1 point of damage. They can reroll up to 3 of the dice that failed to hit. Now, Spear Spikes are more expensive than your Braves. They'll generally come in at around 20-ish points more expensive. A little bit more. They can be taken in regiments or hordes, but can't be taken in legions. Now, they have Phalanx as well, on top of all those other rules. Phalanx is really nice, stops Thunderous Charge working, makes your opponent disordered when they're charging your units. Really nice on the defense. Now, we can then also build these Halfling infantry as our Halfling rifles as well. They'll have Spell Ward. The rifles are piercing 1, steady aim, and they can also take Relentless there. They can be taken in troops, regiments, or hordes. So you can have a horde of shooting units which will pack out 20 shots, though you do only have a range characteristic of 5+. Now, the cavalry here can be built as two different units. First of all, you have the Wild Lancers. Wild Lancers are a nice cavalry unit, melee 3+, defense or 4+. They can be taken in troops, regiments, or hordes. And you get Relentless on them if you want to go for it. But you've got Iron Resolve, Nimble, Spell Ward, and Thunderous Charge for a nice variety of special rules to make them a pretty decently offensive unit. The other alternate build for this particular kit is going to be the Wild Runners, which are a range cavalry unit. They can be taken in troops or regiments, and they come standard with short bows that can be upgraded with the rifles as well, or black powder weapons as it will say. This will give them the ability to get piercing 1 and steady aim on their shots, which I think is just really nice. We then have the Giant Harvester, a monster for the Halflings. The only actual monster they have, they've got some Titans as well in the force. This has Big Shield, meaning it's defense 6 on that front arc, which is really nice, and defense 4+ otherwise. Brutal, Crushing Strength 1, and Thunderous Charge 1 with a melee base of 3+ and D6+8 attacks. This is a pretty solid unit to bring along. And I really love how the Halflings sort of mix in with the trolls that come in this particular unit. Lastly, we have a Sorcerer, and that is sauce as in put a bottle of ketchup or fair shake of the sauce bottle, mate. Now, this model can be mounted on a miniature Alares, which is the cool doggos we see in the Force. And they've got Gastromancy, where unless it's ordered, immediately before giving a unit a movement order, you pick one of the following special rules and roll 3 dice. If any of your dice score a 4+, apply the special rule to this unit at the start of its following movement phase. If any value is listed in the special rule, it is equal to the number of dice rolled on the 4+. So you can get Aura Wild Charge, Ravenous only, or Brutal, Ravenous only, or Life Leech, Ravenous only, or Rally, Ravenous only as well. So a bunch of really cool rules being able to sort of build on a bunch of units. Note that Ravenous is a ton of your units and the vast majority of your Halfling army as well. And so, next up, where do we look to go after this? And the first of these, I think the Halflings have some really nice war engines. And the one I particularly like is the Howitzer. This has a range of 48 inch with blast D3+1 on 2 attacks, ignoring cover, indirect fire, piercing 3, and the reload ability. So a really nice solid artillery piece. 90 points for it as well, I think is pretty fair. This thing can pack out a decent amount of punch. Now, looking at one of the things, I did talk about the Harvester, how I really like that the Trolls sort of get brought in as the beasts of burden for the Halflings, and the Forest Troll Gunners, I think, are one of my favourite units in the entire game. Now, they are going to be Trolls in combat still, so you've got, Crushing Strength 1 and Regen 5+. You've also got the Pathfinder rule as well, which is really nice. Mobile, shooting, and combat unit. Melee, range, and defense 4+, all round, and you've got those pintle guns with an 18-inch range. Regiments will have 9 attacks, and hordes will have 18. A really solid unit. Now, we then have the Stalwarts Battle Group. This is a particular set of miniatures you can buy on the website that will provide you with 2 different units and your heavily armoured troops. So first of all, you're going to get Juggers. These are the heavy cavalry option. Your Wild Lancers are sort of that lighter sort of offensive cavalry, where the Juggers are, a defense 5+ to the extra point of defense. They've got Iron Resolve, Nimble, Thunderous Charge on them. So very similar in that respect, but that massive defense on them. We'll then also have in that a unit of Stalwarts. This is what the battle group is named after. These are the foot troops. They've got the ability to take shields, which will give them defense 5, or they can drop the shields, go back to defense 4, but gain Crushing Strength 1 for free, and they can also take Relentless. Lastly, we have the Halfling Hero set, and the first thing you get in here is you get the Sorcerer on foot with the cool Cauldron here. We then get the Feastmaster, who's really nice. He's got Duelist in there, which is cool, so can really do some good fighting. 5 attacks, melee 3+, and he's got his Throwing Cleaver for piercing 1 with a range of 4+ as well. Last thing we get in this particular box set is going to get Greedy Guts, which is a unique unit for the army. You're going to have Dread, Individual, Life Leech 3, Mighty, and Wild Charge. He effectively eats everyone he comes around. And so here we have our sample army list for the Halflings. Now, we've gone with a unit of Braves in a regiment. The reason I've gone with Braves here, they just open up so many more points in that first 1,000. Also, I don't particularly think the Halflings have the best infantry in the game. I think your Braves generally will be better. If you want to build in these units, you can start going to the Legions and really make some decent tar pits. And I think they generally will come off a little bit better than the Sharpstick variations, than your Phalanxes units. Now, your Wild Runners will be the first troop unlocked here with Black Powder weapons. The Black Powder weapons, I just think, are always better. That ability to get, the armor piercing is important. A Howitzer as a war engine is unlocked, along with the Sorcerer with the miniature Alares mount. The other regiment of Braves then unlocks another unit of Wild Runners, who are going to have a troop with Black Powder weapons, and then a Harvester for a monster as well. We then have the Wild Lancers in a regiment, and then also have some Forest Troll Gunners in there in a regiment as well, rounding out our force nicely. I think we've got a couple of nice, decent hitting pieces in there. Those Wild Lancers should be really good, along with the Harvester. The Forest Troll Gunners are a nice utility unit as well. Howitzer providing us with some nice shooting support, along with those Wild Runners in the flanks. If you've been playing with the Halflings in Kings of War, let us know how you've been going and your favourite units to use down in the comments below. And so that's the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel down below. And also, don't forget to drop a comment down below letting us know what you enjoyed about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community here at Sinful Gaming, we have a Discord server that's linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel. Either by grabbing yourself some channel merch, either through our Ko-fi or Teespring stores, or by supporting us directly via Patreon and YouTube members. As a special thank you to everyone who does support the channel via Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Lau, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Cure Dynamic, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Benjamin Swallows, Red Martin, Iron Grinch, Colorblind Magic, Grimscold, and Andy C. And to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny 84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revan R, Pink Noco Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, and John Castle. And a special thanks to Lady Witchfox R and all the amazing people who do the moderation of our Discord server and groups who make everything we do possible. Thank you all so much once again for watching, for supporting the channel. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.